Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you are, been on the channel for a little while, you know what to do. Leave comments. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you like this content. I'm going to go over today diversified miners, and these charts look insanely good. So I'm very excited to present this to you. This is big. This is big here. So diversified miners. I think we've got big gains, big dividends, and the risk isn't too bad with these. They are a lot lower risk than a lot of the smaller speculative stuff. What I'm presenting here are diversified miners. They mine a lot of different metals. They are lower risk since they are in production. They generate a lot of cash. They have diversified products, which is also lower risk. They pay very large dividends. These are great investments for this commodity bull market. I mean, they are spectacular. They are just breaking monster patterns, 10, 20-year patterns here. This is big. It's okay to put big money into these if you want to, if it fits within your portfolio, because they don't have the risk like some of the other small speculative stuff has. And what I've done is I've loaded up the truck. That's what I'm doing. Doesn't mean that's what you're going to do. You do what you need to do for yourself. But I'm going to present these to you. I'm going to show you a case for these companies, and I'm going to show you the pricing of the commodities and how the commodities are breaking out to the upside. And more than likely, the diversified miners, they're also just breaking these large chart patterns. So they're all set up for monster runs, in my opinion. So we'll get into it. So first, I'm going to go over copper. Copper just broke out to the upside of this large pattern here. So it looks like copper is going to go higher from here. Looking at copper from a different, bigger picture here, whenever you break these large chart patterns like these, they usually run for a while and they go up. Like this was from like a little bit, $1.25 all the way to $3.50, all the way to $4.50 up here. So it moved very large movements. We are now breaking this gigantic flag pattern. And we broke to the upside and it's moving. How high will this go? I don't know, but 275, maybe it goes to $10 or more. I don't know. It's going to go a lot higher though. Here's zinc. Large chart pattern. Look how big these moves are. Over 4,000 all the way down to 1,500, below 1,500. This was 1,000 back here per ton. So 1,000 to 4, I mean, that's a big move here. We're moving out of this gigantic pattern. We're still in the pattern, but it looks like we're going to probably come up, and we're probably going to break to the upside if all these other ones start breaking. Here's nickel. God, this is big too. $1,000 is here, or that's 10,000, sorry. 5,000's down here, so 5,000 all the way, a 10x to 50,000 in this short little period, all the way to 2008 from 2002. We are breaking this gigantic pattern right now. This is going to be a large move higher in nickel. This is used in electric vehicles. It's in the batteries themselves, and the higher the nickel content, the better the battery. So nickel is just breaking out. We've got iron ore. Iron ore is coming down, and we're in this pattern heading higher. So we're going to continue to monitor these. We're going to see if they break this pattern to the upside. If it breaks to the upside, this thing is going to go quite a bit higher. This is neodymium. This is a rare earth metal. Broke to the upside right here. It's going to move much higher than this. Remember, this is also it's a magnet, and I think it's in batteries. Or it's in electric vehicles. I'm not sure if it's in batteries, but electric vehicles use it. Here is lead. Look at this. These patterns are just forming just beautiful patterns here. This one hasn't broken out yet, but more than likely it's going to break to the upside and move far higher. When these things break these patterns, here's a pattern here. When it broke, it went from 500 all the way to 3,500. That is a very large move. This was the last bull market here. This thing's going to be gigantic and move very high. We're just at the beginning of it. Here's tin. Here's another large chart pattern. I'd be a big time buyer in here. If I put the red circle here, this is when they said we should be purchasing. That's when the commodity flashed, was in here to buy. Boom, way higher. So it went from under 5,000 to over 32,000, about 32,500. Now we've consolidated in here, and we're going to break to the upside very soon in tin. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you some of the companies here. This one's Rio Tinto. Big pattern here. We broke to the upside. We were heading sideways for a little bit. This is a shoulder, head, shoulder, reverse head and shoulders here. And we just broke out to the upside. This is going to go far, far higher, I think. This is zoomed in on it. You can see the pattern here. This is a shoulder, a head, and then a shoulder. And we just broke out to the upside here. We're right sitting at the top of this rail. I like buying on top of these rails. I'm not telling you this is what you have to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I am buying Rio right here. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying quite a bit too. Rio also pays, I think, an 8% dividend, which is, I love dividends. If they're going to pay me to hold this and I've got the upside. Now I'm going to go back here and show you something. This is when that flash was in 98. This was like a $10 stock, and it went all the way to $140. This is a large company. That's a 14x increase. You can get paid dividends. You can hold on to this thing with not too much risk, and it went 14x your money. That is very nice. We are buying it at still a very low point, and this thing's going to go far higher, I think. Here's VALE. Very, very large pattern here. Look at that pattern. How beautiful is this pattern, right? And it broke to the upside. That's why it's been moving so much. This right here is an opportunity. Now, it might pull back a little bit. We'll see. I'm going to zoom in on that. This is what it looks like. It broke this gigantic pattern. And this is, I'm talking this big pattern here. This is from 05 all the way to 2020. This is a huge pattern. This is, I don't know if you guys realize how big of an opportunity this is, because a pattern that breaks this large is going to go massively higher. So here is the pattern right here. It broke. Could it pull back? Maybe. Usually it breaks, it pulls back like this, and I like buying it right there. Bam! And I did buy it here. But I'm going to continue to add in. We've got strength. If it pulls back, do not worry. This is a big chart pattern that it's broken. Next, Southern Copper. This is a gigantic pattern. Big channel here. Look at here. Just broke out of its pattern. We're sitting up here at the top. Let's zoom in on this section down here. That's what it looks like. Came out. Maybe it'll pull back at some point. I don't know. But again, this broke. This is a massive pattern, guys. This is huge. You stick some money in here and you just let it go. You get paid these large, gigantic dividends too. Look at that. It's up 21x your money already if you bought back here. Very nice, very good pattern, very good chart break. It looks excellent to enter. BHP Group. God, I can't believe how good we've got this, guys. Oh my God, this looks good. Look at this thing. Big old pattern from 05. Broke right to the upside. We've got a shoulder, head, shoulder. That's a gigantic one. It's at least going up here somewhere. It's probably going to head way higher. But BHP looks excellent. This is excellent. I'm going to zoom in on it. There's your shoulder. There's the head. There's the shoulder. Here's your neckline. It broke out, kind of pulled back. I'm a buyer here. You know, when these guys pay these dividends, they're going to increase their dividends with time. Excellent company. It's a very large company. There's not really any risk of default. There's none of that crap you have to deal with. And they're paying you to hold this. As these guys make more money, you're going to get more money in your pocket through dividends. I like these types of companies. Very, very high value with very low risk. Here's South 32, another company this is a smaller company, a little bit more risky than the other ones. But whenever you break down trends like this, I like buying them like in here. And even if you buy it here, you're still doing all right. And then you ride it higher, it breaks the uptrend. Here, I mean, if you want to sell, that's up, it's up to you, because this isn't really like a bull market in here, to be honest. Now we're going to come up to a gigantic bull market. We broke this pattern right here. I think, yep, here's the pattern. I'm going to zoom in right here. I put a pattern here. It broke out and it was bouncing off the top of this back and forth. And I said, when it breaks this pattern, it's going to start to take off. And it broke the pattern, it back tested, and then it takes off. This is another very good company. They've got South32 it has so many great minerals that they extract. They have nickel, they have zinc, they have silver. It's like, oh my God, this is a very good company. SOUHY. They also pay a killer dividend. I think it's over 7% or 6 point something percent. I haven't checked recently, but it was around 8% down here. That's when I was buying it and loading in. Looks like it's got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and this thing's probably gonna go much higher than this neckline here. So, very good company as well. I like South32 a lot. I even did a special video on South32. If you wanna see that video, I can put it in the description. Here's Norilsk nickel. Very big pattern here. It came into some resistance, into this wedge type pattern, broke out to the upside. I like Norilsk nickel. Looks very good. Pick some up if you like nickel. Nickel's gonna go a lot higher. You saw the chart of the price pattern of nickel. It just broke out. Get some money in this, in my opinion. I put some money in it. I'm very well invested in these companies. So I'm more than happy to share this with everyone. So conclusion here, I should make a shirt that says this: monster patterns change lives. These are very large chart patterns and they're gonna go much, much higher. Again, these are monster patterns and monster patterns change lives. Big dividends with all these companies. The dividends are going to pay you to wait. And they're going to pay you even when they go up. And they're going to pay you more and more and more as these companies make more money in this next commodity bull market. And honestly, I love these investments for the commodity bull market. The diversified miners, they have all these minerals that are going to be breaking higher. They did exceptionally well during the last commodity bull market. A lot of them did over 10x. So 10 to 20x with reduced risk, and they're paying you these exorbitant dividends the entire time. So I like these companies a lot. I can say, I can put a lot of money in these and feel comfortable doing that for myself. You guys do what you want to do. I'm just showing you that these patterns are gigantic. They usually indicate very large moves coming up. Some of these mining companies are right at the top of the pattern, and that's exactly where I would be buying. Granted, I bought before the patterns broke because I'm super aggressive and that's just what I do. But I would be buying more and more and more and cost averaging into these companies because they look fantastic. I heart these companies, guys. I really think they're good companies. And I think the risk is really sucked out of, I know these are gonna move if those commodity prices move. So if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're a new person watching and you're not subscribed. And I appreciate you guys listening to this. If you have any comments, any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for listening, and this is Finding Value.